Hello, everyone. As we get ready and get started, I want to encourage you to ask me anything today. I'm excited to be with you. And I see we've got a lot of people that have joined us already this morning. Ready and get started. I want to encourage you to ask me anything today. I'm excited to be with you. It's live streaming. So I see Anne and Bree, Carol, Edie is here with us, Esther, Gail, Jill. I'm not sure who KDT is, but love the initials, Marie. So hope to see you all this morning. So you guys want to ask questions, raise your hand. There's the little, if you right click on your image, you should be able to raise your hand, and that will enable you to ask me questions. There's also a Q&A box in here. So can put in your questions in the Q&A box, and no one has done that yet. So there's also the chat box at the bottom. So we're live streaming from Zoom, and this is a special call for you guys who are my subscribers to either mightymaca or julva or my Pure Balance cream or keto-alkaline shake. And I just wanted to have this time to connect with you and answer any questions that you guys have, and also to thank you. Thank you graciously for trusting in my products and in me to help you. So I want to take that level to up level it even more, because we know that it's not just about a pill or a shake or a magic cream, although, you know, they are all magical, but there's education and there's many things that we have to take into consideration. So make sure you guys hear me good. Where in the world are you? Go ahead and share with me your location and any questions you have. So at the bottom of your panel, you'll see a Q&A, the ability to put a Q&A in there. So type your question in there and join me in the chat box. So Esther says, I can't hear you. So Brittany will help you with that. And we've got the sound going. Sometimes your computer could be muted. So, well, welcome everyone. I'm excited to have you here and to be able to answer some of your questions. I did get some questions emailed in. And so one of the questions I always get is about testing. So would you like to know a little bit about testing? Like, what are the key tests to order, to watch, to know if your health is improving or declining? So would you like to know that? Just answer in the chat box. I know that that is a very common question that I get. And in fact, I was talking with another colleague and who had breast cancer, and she had never had any of these testings done. And I really do think that if we can watch what's going on in our body with these 4 key markers, we will be able to prevent cancer. We will be able to decrease our risks of cancer, decrease our risks of heart disease, decrease our risk of other medical problems. I mean, all the way down the line. And it's something I've been watching and studying. I'm a numbers person. I like to look at the results. So, and as easily as measuring your weight on the scale in the morning, like that helps guide you, right? And often we just wait till our doctor draws our labs or says we need to order a test. But I want to empower you, just like you get on the scale in the morning or periodically in your life to kind of see how things are going. These numbers are numbers you have to know. So let's see what's happening here in the chat box. Yes. Melbourne, Australia. Gail, it's great to see you. 2 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Well, I am thrilled that you're here. And Charlotte, Anna's in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. And Jill is in Bismarck, North Dakota. Gail is in Australia. And Jill and Ann, you guys are super excited. Edie always wants to know numbers too. And Edie's been watching her numbers. Kim from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Excellent, ladies. So raise your hand if you want me to bring you on video. I love when you do that, you guys. Otherwise, I'm feeling kind of lonely and love to have your support. So let's get started though with the 4 key tests that you all need to have. So get a pen and paper. I want you to make notes and write this down. Okay, so the first key test is a marker that's really very simple. And often, until you have elevated blood sugar, until you have issues like a cut that's not healing, difficulty losing weight, lots of thirst, or sudden rapid weight loss is not done. And that's a travesty, because we know now the higher this number gets over time, the more increased risk you have for Alzheimer's disease, dementia, heart disease. And it can be so preventable and very easy, and it's an inexpensive test. And that's the hemoglobin A1C. Hemoglobin A1C. That is a test that is done to look at your blood sugar control over time. How well is your blood sugar controlled over time? And this looks at the past 6 to 8 weeks. And we typically look at a hemoglobin A1C to rule out diabetes. But a hemoglobin A1C tells us a lot more than that. It also can give us indications if there's not just high levels of blood sugar, but can indicate that there's also high levels of insulin, such as insulin resistance. So it gives us an idea, and it's a marker. Now, until it's 7 or greater is considered diabetes. But when it is over 5.3, every point above 5.3 exponentially increases your risk of Alzheimer's disease. Did you know that? I mean, that is the truth. And so yet your doctor's going to say you're normal, because that's what we're told as physicians, until you're 7 or greater. At 6, maybe you're in the pre-diabetes range. But honestly, we need to realize now that it is an easy marker to assess, and it's a necessary marker to monitor over time. What's your hemoglobin A1C? So I have a strong family history of diabetes, and I've been watching this. My highest has been 5.6. And then, I stayed at 5.4, 5.3, then 5, and now it's at 4.8. So that is a huge improvement over time. In my Magic Menopause program, I see those hemoglobin A1Cs numbers come down continuously because of the keto-green lifestyle, the keto-green diet and lifestyle approach that I teach, right? So we see that a number go down. So your hemoglobin A1C, and you really want it around 4.8 to 5.3 maximum, but aim for 5.0. Aim for 5.0 on that, okay? Hemoglobin A1C. And the next marker that I want to talk about, it's one of my 4 key markers, is your vitamin D level, your vitamin D 25 hydroxy. Your vitamin D is so important, and we get more than vitamin D from the sun. We think about vitamin D, I need to go outside and get some all skin exposure, right? I'm like, go outside naked for 20 minutes a day, for Caucasian, up to 2 hours a day if you're dark skin. So we want to get that vitamin D level, and more is better. I mean, you can't get too much good, healthy sunshine. Yes, we worry about skin cancer, but use appropriate precautions if you're out there unprotected for a long time. I don't want you to get sunburn, but I absolutely want you to get sun exposure on all areas of your skin, and especially your eyes. Your eyes are very important for absorbing and so much, right? But definitely for vitamin D, okay? So this is a simple test to assess yourself. Like if you go outside at 10 a.m. and anywhere between 10 to 11 a.m., depending on where you are on the earth, where you are in relation to the equator, go outside and not look directly at the sun, but look just off to the side at the sun. And if your eyes water, if you have to really, really squint to look at the sun, if you feel like you're always having to put sunglasses on, that's really a warning sign. That's a warning sign. That's a sign that, it's going to be impaired hormonal health, number one, because we need sunlight to trigger, our circadian rhythm, daylight, morning and nighttime. So we want to balance our circadian rhythm. That's really important. But for the health of our eyes, for the health of our hormones, for melatonin production at night, for us to go to sleep, for signaling of the pineal gland, and for establishing a healthy circadian rhythm. So there's so much that we can benefit from the sunlight. But that's something I get so upset when I see kids with sunglasses on, and, you know, it's even late in the evening, coming close to sunset, and sunglasses are on. I'm like, no, that's the most important time to get sunlight, in the morning and at night. So your vitamin D 25 hydroxy is also a marker of immune health. The healthier and more optimal your vitamin D levels are, the lower your risk is for heart disease, diabetes, cancer. And studies have shown, and this is why I follow hemoglobin A1C with a vitamin D level, studies have shown that higher levels of vitamin D, you have better hemoglobin A1C, you have better glycemic control. Vitamin D can work as well as, if not better than, some of the glucose medications like metformin. Studies have gone head to head looking at metformin and vitamin D level for blood sugar control, and vitamin D has done just as well, and the two together also. So something to consider. What's your vitamin D 25 hydroxy level? And if you don't know this number, you need to know this number. And it should be between 50 and 80, 50 and 80. If you've had breast cancer, I want it closer to 80. So, and that's nanograms per milliliter. So look at those numbers and check that out. So your hemoglobin A1C and your vitamin D 25 hydroxy. So that is key. Really have to know that number. And on my lab test, and we'll put it in the my lab testing site. So at ultalabtest.com/Dr. Anna Cabeca. Brittany will put the link in here, but it's ultalabtest.com/Dr. Anna Cabeca, DRANNACABECA. And you'll see my basic panel has exactly how to order that testing, and gives you also a discounted price on the 4 key markers that I just want every one of you to know and monitor. Maybe it's every year, probably every 3 to 6 months initially, because you want to see what direction those markers are going. Are they going to optimal? Or are they going to illness? And that's what you want to check on. The third marker is one of my favorite markers, and it is a marker for inflammation. I had a client who came to me after multiple primary care visits with her primary doctor, and she had just been feeling exhausted, always complaining about decreased energy and fatigue, and just didn't feel well. But her routine blood work was fine, and, you know, just was given blood pressure medicine, was given blood sugar medicine. And I checked her, I looked at her labs. I'm like, well, I see some of these markers that I'm telling you about today weren't done. So let's go ahead and do it. And I did this marker, and it was off the charts high. So it's a marker of inflammation, and it's a highly sensitive marker of inflammation. It's called the HSCRP, highly sensitive C-reactive protein. And where we want to see that, below 3. I want it 1. I want it at 1. So, but below 3 is where we want to see it. Her number was 119. In 6 months, she was dead from metastatic cancer that I ended up sending her to get worked up for this number, and she had a cancer in her hip. And it could have been diagnosed and treated when that marker was 5 or 10, right? But it was 119. So HSCRP, know your number, and let's watch it drop. Okay. One of our clients in Magic Menopause been watching her HSCRP because it came in at 77, went down to, it's in the teens now. It's down into the teens now. So she completely has seen inflammation completely drop out of her system. Not only that, she feels better. No more joint pain, no more aches, all of those things that come from having inflammation. She has clarity of mind. She's loving life. And I want that for all of you. So finally, the fourth marker, and it is a marker of your adrenal status. And we know that this marker, this fourth marker that I'm going to share with you today, is the healthy numbers are associated with low breast cancer, healthy brain, healthy breast, healthy bones, and it's an anti-aging hormone. So I want you to know this number, and it's the hormone, the test is for a hormone, and it's called DHEA. So DHEA-S. In the blood, it's DHEA sulfate. In the saliva, we just measure straight DHEA, but often I'll say this and people will just get DHEA blood work done, and it doesn't show me what I'm looking for. So again, go to ultalabtest.com/Dr. Anna Cabeca, and you'll see exactly how to order that test. That makes a difference. So those are the 4 key markers. You got them? Let me repeat it. Hemoglobin A1C, vitamin D 25 hydroxy, HSCRP for highly sensitive or cardio CRP, C-reactive protein, and DHEAS, and follow those numbers over time. Don't, like I say, don't expect your insurance company to do it for you. You guys, just like you get on the scale in the morning, take control of your health. You are intelligent. You care about your health. You are the CEO of your health. So get these numbers, follow them, and watch them improve. See what direction they're going. It really does inspire you, because sometimes you feel like, oh man, I might, is everything I'm doing really working? I mean, you can, the change may feel so slow and gradual, but then you watch these numbers and you're like, yes, yeah, they keep getting better. Oh my gosh, I'm still doing something right. When I saw my hemoglobin A1C was 4.8 this time, I'm like, man, it's crazy. That's amazing to me. My mom's used to be 8 to 11. So, all right. So we have hands raised. Raise your hand. Let me bring you on to talk with me. Jill asked, hey, Jill, good to see you here. What would be an optimal level for blood glucose? So this is how you have to test blood glucose. And all these hormones, I want you to test them fasting. So first of all, want to look at, when you're testing. So it should be at least 12 hours after eating. So 12 to 15 hours after you've last eaten. And it should be in the morning by 10 a.m. before any strenuous exercise. And every time you get your blood work done, you want it done at the same time, in the same situation, with the same, preparation, because that's our blood work varies so quickly if you do it before exercises versus after exercise, and so consistency and rechecking is really important. So also don't freak out if you get a really crazy value, recheck it, right? Because there's fluctuation, peaks and valleys in many of our hormones. So with blood glucose, a fasting blood glucose, we really want that number 70 to 80. Fasting blood glucose, we want that number 70 to 80. Your doctor might not say that it's elevated until it's over 100. But really, any point above 90 is concerning to me. And not just looking at blood glucose. So if you have a family history of diabetes, your hemoglobin A1C is questionable, have your doctor order yourself a 2-hour or 3-hour oral glucose tolerance test. If you've ever had a baby, like around 26 weeks, we have you do this blood sugar test, this oral glucose tolerance test. And we check your blood work fasting. And then we look at, give you this very sweet, usually orange soda to drink. So about 50 to 75 grams of sugar, and you drink that down, get your blood sugar tested in 1 hour and 2 hours, and even 3 hours. You want to see what happens with your glucose. But more important than that number is what's happening with your insulin. And they won't do it unless you ask. So you want a 0-hour glucose and insulin, 1 hour and 2 hour and 3 hour glucose and insulin. So you get this curve of what's going on. How is your body responding to this big surgence of sugar? Your glucose is going to go up, but how high does your insulin have to go up to bring it down? And how high does your insulin stay up? Because that will also show us insulin resistance. That's a way we can look at insulin resistance. The keto-green diet and lifestyle that you hear me always talking about, and my Magic Menopause ladies do, that I'll be talking about in my upcoming book. I'm excited to put the galley copy over there, hidden under our new Mighty Maca packets, but little sneak peek. I go through that, but you'll improve insulin resistance, because we've got to control insulin, that hormone of fat storage, right? And rapid aging. So we want to encourage that to be optimal. All right, let's see. I've got some questions in here. There's the Q&A box, but I see some questions coming in the chat box. So let's look here. Brittany put the link in, Ulta Lab Test. It's with an S. Make sure, I don't think that link will work. Double check your link. But Ulta Lab Test with an S. So ultalabtests.com/Dr. Anna Cabeca, spelled DRANNACABECA. So Kim asked, is the HSCRP test different than a CRP? Absolutely. CRP is like a bucket. You know, HSCRP is a more sensitive marker. So we want to look at what's going on as far as early signs of inflammation. So it helps to measure inflammation of the cardiac vessels, why we sometimes call it the cardio CRP. So it's just a highly sensitive marker. All right. Annie asked, what should the adrenal levels be? What's the best number? So I typically like to see a DHEAS around 200. So 100 to 300 is like the range. If we can get kind of aim for 200 as optimal, that's where we want to be. 100 to 300 is the range. Closer to 200, I think, is the sweet spot. Great question, Annie. Thanks for asking that. All right. All right. So we got the new link in there. And any questions?
We have a question sent in from
email. Great. Okay. So Lara, hey Lara, how are you? So I would like more information on urethral caruncles. I believe I have one and would like to know how to deal with it, causes and available treatments, and is it a tumor? What specialist should I go to? Prognosis and anything else I should be aware of? So that's a fabulous question, Laura. So one of the things is, you know, a urethral caruncle is a kind of like, can be considered like an outpatching or a bulge on the urethra. The urethra is from where we urinate, right? Where we urinate from is called the urethra. So there's a bulge there. And it is not a tumor. Regarding a specialist, I would see your gynecologist and or a urologist to evaluate it. But often it can be from inflammation and it can be uncomfortable, it can hurt. So you want to make sure you have good, healthy vaginal health. So how do we get good, healthy vaginal health? Vagina is a representation of what's happening internally throughout our system. So with gut health, a probiotic can help. Great omega-3s. We now carry in the office the Omega Extreme. And so you can look at that one. That's a highly absorbable omega-3 sustainably sourced. And that can help. You can use probiotics vaginally or orally, like our ProBiomax. And julva, I would definitely use julva, you know, again, from the clitoris all the way down to the anus. Keep your bottom tissue healthy and use julva. Anti-aging cream for the vulva. It can be used around the urethra and keep that tissue healthy. So the ingredients in julva really have this amazing anti-aging property. You guys, if you haven't read some of the reviews, and if you've left a review for julva for any of my products, I'm so grateful to you for doing that. Really, thank you, because you're inspiring so many other women to give it a chance, and then it changes their lives. So, and men. So I did get that question asked about men and kids and my products. So mightymaca, you know, it's been used with my kids, with my youngest since she was a couple years old, 2 years old, my goddaughter since she was 2 years old, and many women and men from all age groups, sports enthusiasts. We have actually right now, so super excited, Olympic pole vaulter using mightymaca. He is loving it. He is from Northern Europe and gave me a beautiful testimony on YouTube that he shared with us about loving mightymaca. So that's exciting. Boxers, runners, cyclists, athletes, moms, kids. Oh my gosh, my daughter Ava Marie has a friend, and her name, she just loves the mightymaca. And so we're getting these sticks out that are be available for y'all very, very soon. And I'm excited. I'll share this with you because we have the 15 pack of, you know, travel stick size packets plus 40, like there's so many different quotes. So there's a different quote. There should hopefully be a different quote on each one that you get, up to 40. And, you know, I don't know if you can read the quote there. It's light, but look for it. It's like opening a fortune cookie and reading your fortune. So I have to read this quote to you because it makes me happy. So make more oxytocin today. Love, play, laugh, and give. So these are going to be available to all you guys. And we have the new stick packs. But anyway, so Marigona, I gave her some stick packs to go home with. And she said the next day, she goes, I just love them. I had all 6 yesterday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, did you have any diarrhea or anything? No, I love it. Can I have more? I'm like, okay, I think 1 to 3 a day is fine. So sometimes you ask how much is too much. I mean, yesterday was a 6 scoop mighty maca day for me. It was like, and when there's stress times, there's a lot of mighty maca that I'm doing. Otherwise, it's 1 to 3 scoops a day on average. So good question. Men absolutely do fabulous on this. Kids, us, I'd love to hear your story. And also all of you that have been using my products, I would love to hear your story. So raise your hand and share with me, how, the products are working good for you. And also, what do you want? Like, what can I help you with? That's what I want to know from you too. If you don't have questions, I'm not seeing many come in, but how can I help you? What topics do you want to hear from? What have you heard enough about? What really helps you? What really serves you? So will you guys share that with me today? That would be a really big blessing to me as I'm focusing on my book coming out and just really building up useful and beautiful, beneficial content that helps you and your family. So let me know. Oh, Lara's here and she answered. Lara, you can raise your hand and come on. You are very welcome, Lara. And Gail says, can't wait to try them. Love my mighty maca powder. And I just want to, when you do get the quotes, there's different ones. There's ones she believed she could, so she did. And then there's some scripture and there's just, I don't know. I had a moment where I was like, I had to come up with all these I wanted to come up with all these quotes, and then I sent them to my stick manufacturers. That's why these are so late coming out, because apparently it's quite an ordeal. They have to run one quote, then they have to reload the machine with the next film with the next quote. And then we're talking, 80,000 stick packs. So it's been a project. Annie writes in, my husband has been, what is the best plan for eliminating inflammation? Husband has been dealing it for a while to the point of taking injections. And this is really important because the injections we take for inflammation are typically steroid injections, which tend to raise your sugar, which tend to raise your insulin, which create the cycle of inflammation. So first of all, check the HSCRP. Where is that number? Do my keto-green approach. Start him on mighty maca 2 to 4 scoops a day. Add in the omega extreme, and also the keto-green protein shake. And I would do that. I mean, that would be your dinner meal, because let his system rest, digest, and heal, rest and repair and restore as he's sleeping versus having to digest a big meal. So using, reversing and having a very light dinner, a bone broth dinner, soup dinner. So there's extended fasting. In my keto-green approach, we work on intermittent fasting to get into ketosis, and also to work on all our anti-aging hormones, to get into autophagy, to take advantage of how we are designed by nature to heal. And those things can make a big, big difference. So thank you for asking that question. And all right. And Deborah asks, I recently had a blood test done at a health fair and have an alkaline phosphatase of 36. Should I be concerned about it? I would just recheck it, Deborah, because that can go up and down. Have you detoxed? Is there anything else going on? What were your other liver function levels, your AST, ALT? And I would look, if that was the only thing abnormal in isolation, I would retest it. But I would also, make sure that you're detoxing regularly, and look at that. So let me know what those numbers are if you have it in front of you. They're AST and ALT. Marie said, and you guys, you can raise Deborah's on, so we can allow Deborah to talk. Marie said, would you consider incentives for us when we refer new customers to purchase your product? Marie, that's an excellent question. And we have affiliate programs for healthcare providers. So email our office and my team will help you with that. And I would love to do an incentive program. I know, one of my friends, and if you guys, VIPs, you guys are getting, oh, would you grab, Brittany, would you grab in the kitchen, the small, the next to the coffee maker, there's the powdered dental gift that we're doing. So, as VIPs with your box this month, you're getting a sample of Primal Life Organics tooth powder that I just love. Ava just loves it. It is a fabulous tooth powder. So I am excited that we're able to give that to you for free. It's one of our favorite products and one of my favorite products, but also my kids love it. And, it's like goes into the Christmas stockings too. We're going to stock this up, but the tooth powder, and let me tell you what else. And so it's remineralizing tooth powder, which is 100 times better than toothpaste. And then she also has some other great stuff. But you guys get these things as VIPs. So she has, the reason I thought of her, Marie, to answer your question, was because she does some incentives for her VIPs, like an ability to earn points and to share. And I don't have the technology to figure that out right now, but that is something I'm going to put on to my team to develop. So I love that you asked this and you're interested. I'm really grateful for everything you do to refer the products. And then for healthcare providers, we do have an affiliate program. And if you have a shop or a store and can carry our products with a tax ID number, we do have a wholesale program as well. So thank you. Thank you for that. And also remember that everything we do, we tithe percentage to help other areas in our community, especially the Gare V. Bivens Foundation, building the House of Hope, rebuilding a school in Puerto Rico devastated by Hurricane Maria, and always funding Healthy Mommy, Healthy Baby program. So I wanna thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks for being a fan. I love it. All right, so we have Deborah and Edie. Will you bring them both on? Thank you. And then while you guys are coming on, Anne said, my husband and I both love the tooth powder. Awesome. Anne, was this your first time experiencing it from the VIP box? And Lara said, I would love to have a choice of Mighty Maca without sweetener. There's a little bit of stevia, just a little bit of stevia in there. And, I've done the taste testing with it. And I don't know if you would love Mighty Maca without sweetener, without a little bit of stevia in there. But really the natural sweeteners, it's the mangosteen, the acerola. So, something to consider. Or Lara, one thing we're doing with our keto-green shake is using using monk fruit sweet, a little bit of monk fruit in it to give that little bit of sweetness. And Annie says, awesome question. I was thinking about this too. So yeah, we can figure that out, you guys. Thanks for letting me know that you have an interest. We'll really work on this. Susan says, I heard you say once that we can put Mighty Maca in coffee. I'm concerned about how the heat affects the nutrients in it. And absolutely, you can put it in coffee. I make hot tea with Mighty Maca, especially come the winter season. And that's in the evening. I'll just put a scoop of Mighty Maca in with some hot water or 2 scoops and stir it up. And you have to keep stirring Mighty Maca because it settles, but it is not affected by, I wouldn't boil it. Don't boil water with Mighty Maca, but you can put it in and stir it up. So hot water, it's fine. It does really well in that situation. So it's another way to drink it. What else? I have had friends make recipes with it, cook with it in soup, in sauce, and definitely feel the effects. And actually, my friend, Dr. Jack Cruz, who's a neurosurgeon out of New Orleans, he was the first to tell me that he put it in his spaghetti sauce. And that was like, he makes this amazing spaghetti sauce, and Mighty Maca is a secret ingredient. But adding that to his spaghetti sauce helped him sleep a lot better. And I was like, wow, I had no idea. So, but I've always put it in hot water to make my tea. So, Annie put in, we love you, Dr. Cabeca. I love you guys too. Thank you. All right, so we're bringing our ladies on.
We have Deborah and Edie, but neither of them have a camera.
Okay, ladies, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I hear you both well. How are you, Deborah? Let's start with you. How's everything going?
It's going pretty good.
Thank you for coming on. Where in the world are you right now?
I'm in La Veta, Colorado.
Oh, do you have snow yet?
Oh yes, we got
Really?
we got about a foot 2 days ago.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I live in the mountains.
How nice. What skiing? Do you ski?
I don't. There's not really a ski slope around here.
I would like, I always think I want to ski, but.
Oh, yeah, I'm not that brave.
So what's your question, my dear?
So I had these levels done on my blood test, and you asked about the AST, and it was low. It was just 14, just a little low. And the alkaline phosphorus was low, 36.
And your ALT and AST were both, what were their numbers?
The ALT was 26. The AST was 14.
So that's really good. A lot of times when we see a high alkaline phosphatase, it's more, we don't want things too high or too low, right? The high alkaline phosphatase is more worrisome. Like, what's going on? There are a lot of bone turnovers. There's some inflammation. What else is going on there? So I would just look at it and make sure, you know, good bone health, good immune health, and because those liver enzymes are awesome. Those are perfect. Those are really good numbers.
And then the alkaline phosphorus being low is not really a big deal then. Yeah.
What range did they give you on the normals?
46 to 116 on that, and it was 36.
Yeah, I would just recheck it. I would just recheck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me know how that is. Now, what product subscriptions are you on?
I use the julva, the progesterone cream, mightymaca, the protein shake.
Everything.
So everything. I love it. And I'll tell you, last year I had inflammation. It was at 137. And after I did the program and they rechecked it, it's basically nothing.
That is awesome.
So I've stuck with it most of the time. Over the summer, because of my work, I'm so busy. Sometimes I don't do as well as I should, but for the most part, and I do have a store. So I'm glad you mentioned about the wholesale, because I do want to sell your products, because I give them away to people all the time. So
thank you.
I would love to sell them in my store.
That is awesome. So we'll connect you. So email my team and we'll connect you. Our wholesale representative is Amanda. And so she'll be able to, she's
okay.
Awesome. A great resource to help you out there. Thank you. And tell me too, like if you if you share, so was that the HSCRP that was elevated at 100 and something?
Yes. Wow. 137. Yes. Last year, last summer. And that's when I noticed, I saw your program in October, and I took your program first in January, and immediate change. I lost 25 pounds. I mean, immediate. I started feeling better within a week, and I did a lot of fasting. So, and it was great. I mean, my life has changed dramatically from last year.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. That is so good. If you don't mind, if you can send me those numbers, those labs, that's awesome. Did you do your thyroid too at the same time, TSH?
The thyroid I had done in January. I actually went for hormone therapy later in the year, and she did a thyroid, and it was off a little, but it wasn't substantial.
And did they recheck it now? Did they do a TSH now to see how it's going?
She was gonna wait until January again to do it.
Okay, because that's something I want to know too. You know, like I've been in Magic Menopause, I have one of my dearest friends, and he's a colleague and a big fan of Mighty Maca, Dr. Alan Christensen, thyroid guru. And I love him. And he's like, Anna, all this ketogenic stuff on the thyroid. I'm like, first of all, mine's keto-green. It's different. And I started pulling everyone's thyroids that have been doing the labs from Ultra Lab Test, and go back and look through. I looked at mine, reverse, everyone's improved. Everyone's improved. The TSH is improved, free T3. So T4 to T3 conversions improved. So I'm curious to see how your thyroid is. So let me know too.
And the way I feel is so unbelievable compared. I mean, I wasn't sleeping, I was fatigued, and my joints hurt. I mean, my knees were a mess, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And it was really all that inflammation, and then just everything. But now I feel like I'm a different person.
Tell me what you do now differently. What can you enjoy now? How is your life?
Well, I was in a very toxic relationship, and you kind of gave me the courage to get out of that. And I was in that for a long time. And I ended that in January. So I've moved on, and it's just, I just did not have courage before. I don't know why.
So often too, that's an energy, you know, it's our energy. We don't have the strength to stand up for ourselves. We don't have the strength to make a change or to think that there's a better way. And, you know, if we can't fix it, having the strength to recognize that this is harmful to us. I mean, that's huge, Deborah. That's huge. You're brave, bold, beautiful. Congratulations. Congratulations for standing up for yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you. And thank you. And Edie, how are you today?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a sort of a random bunch of questions that aren't related to each other.
Excellent.
I'm too lazy to type them out. The first one being, what constitutes an empty stomach? So if I take my thyroid med first thing in the morning, and then there's other things that say, you know, you should take them on an empty stomach. How long is your stomach? Is it after you've had a meal? Or if you're having various supplements supposedly on an empty stomach, how long is that old stomach empty?
And oh my gosh. And right. And like, whose stomach are we talking about? Right. Like, you know, and I think that's a really, really good question. And, you know, as far as taking thyroid medicine on an empty stomach, first thing when you wake up with a little bit of water,
Yeah.
you know, you've been fasting for hours. Typically, you know, I would say transit time through the stomach out is something that's an interesting scientific experiment. Do you want me to share that with you?
Yes.
Okay. So things you can do to experiment, like what is your transit time from when something comes in your mouth till it leaves your body, right?
So eat something
So there's certain things you can do to figure that out. So one is yellow corn. Yellow corn doesn't digest real well. And you can have it come in and go out, right? The other thing that's pretty cool is beets. So, you know, beets are a little higher in carb too, but beets, so like red beet, and you can see that reddish, like if you eat a bowl of borscht or beet stew or have some beets, you'll see that come out red in your stool, and it also stain a little bit of the water. So sometimes that's an easy way to notice it. And so you can say, when did I eat that? And when did it come out? And so that transit time is pretty interesting. So that's one way to kind of figure out what is it for you. For some people, it may be 4 to 8 hours. For other people, it may be 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
So, and that means we have to improve our digestion. And if there's solid particles in our stool, you got to look at our stool. I mean, really, it should look like rotten banana. I mean, that's what a healthy stool looks like. I've got some in the kitchen I could show you. Not healthy stools, but rotten banana. All right. Let me just clarify.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're not going to come to my kitchen now, Edie, are you?
So with thyroid medication, for instance, how long should it be till you really can?
So for thyroid, you know, again, typically if you have a 6 to 8 hour fast, we know your stomach's empty, but really if you're doing 2 hours after a meal, that should be fine. The biggest thing is is the amount of thyroid medicine you're using working. So that's where you monitor your TSH, because that will fluctuate over time.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be so obsessed with, was my stomach empty? Was it not empty? Is it working? I would be obsessed with, is it working? Is it not working?
Right.
So, and that you monitor by TSH, free T4, free T3.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I was going to do that. But then the question also is then when would you eat? When is the soonest one can eat after?
Oh, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes they say an hour to 2 hours. I think, you know, 20 minutes.
It's a long time, but then I take these amino acids. They say take that on an empty stomach. So anyway, well, that's very helpful. I'm gonna try the beet thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that experiment. Let me know what your results are. Was that helpful, you guys? It was kind of interesting stuff. You know, we look at our kids' stool, you know, look at our
I
stool.
was talking to my sister the other day and saying, after I'm in the middle of your magic menopause, as you know, and my bowel movements look beautiful. I was telling my sister, my brother-in-law was listening. He was listening, and he goes, "Oh, that's nice to know, Edie." I said, "Well, no, you don't. You shouldn't be listening." Anyway, so the next question.
That's hysterical, Edie. Awesome. Keep sharing.
The next question is MCT versus XCT from Bulletproof. For a long time I was using MCT, and XCT is slightly cheaper, so I got to using that, but I'm not sure it has the same qualities of brain health, etc., that MCT does.
The XCT from Bulletproof, same. It's a C8. It's a C8. C8, C10 is the MCT oil. The chemical structure of essentially the medium chain triglycerides. So the XCT Bulletproof is more C8. So according to research, that seems to be better, but there's no long-term clinical trials on that. Okay. But you know, it's more expensive, straight C8, but it seems to be the one that's going to produce ketones the fastest. Now it's creating ketones from your body metabolizing that MCT oil, or essentially MCT oil. They're just, the marking is extreme MCT oil, right? The C8 version, ratio C8 to C10 is what they're looking at. But ultimately, we want our body to make ketones from the fat we're burning, right? So it does help. It's good for brain health, hunger control, all of that good stuff.
So you're saying that they're really sort of equal, and there's no, so using XCT is good enough.
XCT, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, XCT, MCT, and just see, do your own experiment, discern what works best for you.
Right. Okay. Other question, I got some newer test strips, and they're kind of, they don't work. The pH part, the ketones seem to work fine. The ketones are sort of erratic. So sometimes I'll get it'll show up on the very bottom of the little square, and sometimes it sort of rides up halfway. They're just not.
For the new urine test strips?
Yeah.
And does it have the white pad in between?
Yeah.
And once you do the urine sample, do you lay it flat?
Yeah. And I dip it. I dip it in a little cup so I get a good coverage. It's strange. And I'm just wondering if anybody else has had that issue. If it's just back of them.
If in the chat box, if you guys have that issue, let me know. I have not had that issue, but Edie, maybe just send that back to us and we'll replace it. Send that container back to us and we'll replace it.
And open because I have another new one here. It's the style that has
it has the foil packet in it, right?
Yep. Actually,
those are new.
Yeah, and they're turned around. Because the pH used to be on the bottom, right? And now it's on the top. Although I don't see a foil packet in here. No,
it shouldn't be. The pH should be on the bottom. Too bad you don't have your video today. Send that back to us. That sounds incorrect. That's,
I do have video. Hold on.
Let's see what that is. While you're looking for that, I'm gonna answer some questions.
Host has stopped it. It says here.
Questions on YouTube. Okay. All right. And you guys, we have another 12 minutes. So Deanna has her hand raised. So we're going to bring Deanna on next. And we've got a couple questions in the chat box. And all right, we have some viewers on YouTube. We're super excited. Thank you. I'm going to answer those questions real quick as they're coming in. Elisa is from Tate, Georgia. Hi, Elisa. And Mon, I don't know. Hi, Mon. Danny, Dr. Anna, I just received my julva. Can I take it if I'm doing hormone therapy? So julva, use it transdermally from the top of the clitoris all the way down to the anus, Danny, and that will be fine. See what is the hormone therapy if you want to share. What's the hormone therapy you're doing? let me know. Does it already have DHEA in it? And Mon said, do you have meal plans for weight loss? I have in my on my blog at drcabeca.com, you can see my keto-green approach and what we're doing there. Also, I have my book coming out and I'm really excited. So that'll have a 10-day quick start plan and a 21-day plan with recipes and everything coming out. And that book is coming out in my book. Yay, is coming out in February 26th, y'all. So February 26th, The Hormone Fix. So excited. Yes, yay. All right, so be ready to spread the word on that for me. We'll be announcing it come January. Danny wrote, when on hormone therapy, does intermittent fasting still work? Absolutely. Also anxiety due to decline in estrogens. And doing the estrogen mist, which is there's different names for it, but Estromist, and you put it on your skin, typically the shoulder. Yeah, so you're not taking any, extra testosterone or DHEA. So Julva will be complementary for that. I would also recommend progesterone. Even if you don't have a uterus, progesterone is brain, breast, and bone protective. So y'all, thank you for bringing in these questions here. I hope that answers your question. Let me know how you do on Julva. I'm excited to find out. All right, Edie, what do you got here for me?
I just took her down.
Okay. Oops.
My apologies.
Well, Edie, if you can just mail in those pictures and we'll see what's going on, because maybe you got a fluke bottle, but is there anyone else in the chat that have had that experience with the urine test strips? We do it regularly in Magic Menopause. We're doing it regularly. We have been consistent with our manufacturer. So let me know if there's any issue, we'll just swap it out, okay? With anything, you guys. Don't hesitate to ask either. So Edie, send in those pictures and we'll get it straightened out, or just send them back and we'll replace them. I'll do some more QC, but as far as I know, I haven't had that issue. So you got the lucky container of urine test strips, Edie. All right. And Shannon wrote, love, mightymaca helped me so much in recovering from severe adrenal exhaustion, and also love the detox supports or detox support capsules. So thank you for that, because, really for me, mightymaca helped me recover from severe adrenal exhaustion as well. My DHEA used to be in the teens, and it bumped it up to 170 just with adding mightymaca. So that was huge. And now it lingers around the 100 mark, plus or minus. So I'm doing much better. So good. Keep up the good work. KDT said, I'm going to ask this question. I've been using Julva for a long time, and I'm using the DHEA tablets vaginally for 1 year now daily. I still have very low libido. Any suggestions? And do you have any suggestions on lowering cholesterol? So are you using DHEA vaginal suppositories, the Intra Rosa? What have you had good improvement with vaginal dryness, improvement in sexual function? You can share that. You can raise your hand and come on and let me know. But with low libido, have you done my sexual CPR program? I have a free webinar. You go to, we'll put the link in the chat box, sexualcpr.com/help doctor. And that's help doctor, my sex drive has no pulse, that's what I hear you saying, KDT. So help doctor, my sex drive has no pulse, sexualcpr.com/help doctor. And that will give you, my pearls on at least starting to reignite that flame, that libido flame. The other thing, sometimes it's about free testosterone. Are you having any hair loss, any acne? Are you converting testosterone to dihydrotestosterone? Are you still under a significant amount of stress? When we're in those stages, when those things are happening to our body, our free testosterone levels are very low and libido is completely suppressed. So there are multiple factors for sexual health. And I talk about that in Help Doctor, My Sex Drive Has No Pulse free webinar. I really recommend that every couple watch that. And it leads into my sexual CPR program, which is transformational. I'm going to update it. It's a little, old format. If you guys have been doing Magic Menopause, I have just gone state of the art, right? So it's a little old format, my full program, but it's amazing transformational program. I mean, the couples that are reignited, and the singles that are just, on fire again, just to seek out that love connection. It's just pretty amazing. So I would encourage you to watch that. Now, do you have suggestions on lowering cholesterol? So if you're on a statin medication, that will lower your testosterone. So I would definitely look at doing something different. Getting into my keto-green lifestyle program will help you lower cholesterol. I see those numbers drop, and also changes the bad cholesterol. We get a conversion from high levels of bad cholesterol to high levels of good cholesterol. And that's what we want to see. Other things: exercise, high intensity interval training, improving your thyroid function, improves our cholesterol. The question you want to ask too with high cholesterol is, what's causing it to be high? Has there been heavy metal toxicity? Do you have a mouth full of amalgam fillings? So mercury, heavy metals can cause high cholesterol, and that's when it's protective. So we never want to lower cholesterol if it's protecting us that way. We want to get rid of the reason that's causing it to be high. So great questions, KDT. Thank you. All right. A lot of inspiring sharing and encouraging here in the chat box. I love you, ladies. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, we're bringing Deanna on, and we're going to take Deanna as the last call in.
Hello.
Hi, and then I'll answer the questions. If you put questions in the Q&A box, I'm gonna answer those right after we finish here, you guys, with Deanna. So I'll answer those in just a minute. I see your questions here. Hi, Deanna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear
Good.
me?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
Glad you're here with us. Where are you calling in from?
I am in Virginia.
Oh, great. East Coaster. All right. What can I help you with today? Well, what products are you using?
Well, my question is, for one, I was using the the cream.
Julva. Yeah.
and the mightymaca for quite a while. And I had IgG food sensitivity testing, and it came up positive for coconut. So I'm like, shoot, does that mean that I can't use these products? And so many of the, a bunch of the superfoods that I use, chia seed, flax seed, green tea, all came up positive or reactionary on IgG testing. So
typically when you have a lot of, so did you have a lot of reactions on your IgG testing?
Yeah. I mean, several nuts, dairy and eggs. No, not the grains, because I'm grain free for a long time, for decades. So, or wheat free for decades and grain free for the last probably 3 to 4 years.
Excellent.
But, so yeah, I mean, I really watch what I ate. I didn't know if it indicated my gut was still leaky. And that's why all the superfoods that I put in my smoothies and all that came up positive.
That's exactly why.
So I went way back on, I did, the aloe vera and the licorice and, I was doing some bovine colostrum, but then when because I don't do dairy either, but dairy still came up positive. But then I thought, well, maybe I can't use the bovine colostrum for healing my gut. But I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so I was kind of bummed that those tests came out positive in that way. So I don't know. I mean, after I've been off of all of that stuff for 6 months now, so I haven't retested that.
How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I mean,
are you feeling better since you've been off of all of those?
I don't really notice a whole difference. Like my digestion has been really locked in for years. I mean, I go 2-3 times a day, every day, 18, 20 inches. I mean, I'm like, I don't have any digestive symptoms. The only things that I have are like probably, I don't know if I'm asking too much. I want my brain to work, laser sharp. So I think I still have some brain fog. Bladder, really kind of a spastic bladder, and dry mouth. So just, and Raynaud's, bad Raynaud's that I haven't been able to get rid of.
Okay. So Deanna, a couple things I would recommend, because you had so much show up on your food sensitivity testing. Absolutely. That means that you have to repair the GI tract. So what I would do with that is the keto-green shake, my keto-alkaline protein shake. Do 3 servings a day, 3 to 4 servings a day for 3 days, 72 hours of GI rest, or a water fast, or a combination of the two, water and bone fast, and or the keto alkaline shake, just because that's so empowering and has so many healing nutrients to help restore the gut lining. Our GI tract lining regenerates every 72 hours. So when I've been exposed to, whether voluntary or involuntary, been exposed to dairy, it sets my system into a high amount of inflammation. In order for me to reset quickly and stop struggling with it for weeks, I do a 72-hour reset. So I'll typically do my shake and some bone broth for 72 hours, or a water fast for 72 hours, sometimes some dry fasting too. So it just really, I want to heal the GI tract as quickly as possible in order it is innately to heal itself, giving it the nutrients to help repair, like glutamine, for instance. Yes, is an MSM. Those are reparative nutrients that you can use too, but nothing beats the intermittent fasting and the 72 hours of gut rest. And then I would try it, because you've been clean so long. I would try one product, one food group that had that you love and nourishes you, and you can, you feel like, okay, this is something that's good for my body. Using your intuition, or you can do energetic resonance testing. There's different ways to discern, is this good for my body? And then try it and see, give it 72 hours. Did your body react? Did you have a headache? Did you have bloating? Did you not sleep well? Was there any side effects? And that's kind of a reintroduction of foods to see how you do with it. Does that make sense, Deanna?
Yeah.
And then regarding the other brain fog and Raynaud's, I would put you on, are you using the PPR cream, Pure Balance?
I was until did that have coconut in it too?
No.
I can't remember why I end up.
And also when they're doing the food sensitivity, you're reactive to the protein. So there's no, in coconut oil or MCT oil, in MCT oil specifically, there's no protein.
Right. So I continue to take the oil, but I haven't been, so in the cream, it's okay?
Absolutely. Yep. 100%.
What about in the mightymaca though?
There's no coconut in mightymaca.
And but it has green tea. So
that's green tea extract. Yes.
So is that what's reactionary on the IgG test or no?
Not be, but I would try a half a scoop of mightymaca and see, give yourself, 72 hours and see how you react.
Right.
So test it back slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, because I liked it. I didn't seem to have any issue with it, but so then the other issue is osteoporosis showing up, and I'm 54. And the hormones, I even had the Dutch test done, and my hormones are like rock bottom. I started on bioidentical hormones years ago, and then I thought, well, I've dialed in my diet so well and all my lifestyle stuff, I shouldn't need this. So I went off of it for a couple years, and now I just thought, okay, I have to have estrogen, and I'm now back on the bioidentical estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And then I take just the over-the-counter DHEA capsules at just 10 milligrams twice a day.
I think that's I definitely would have added bioidentical hormones onto you too, because of definitely the bone loss and those aspects. So you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Do the 72-hour gut rest. You're going to feel tremendously better. And then keep up with those hormones. That will help.
Yeah. Cause
Yep.
I mean, I'm like an athlete. I have my muscle. I mean, I'm all muscle. Basically my fat is like at only 10%.
Man,
So
send us a picture. We want to see you. Send us a picture.
Yeah. I did do
Tag
one
me on Facebook. Yeah.
one show. But is that
that sounds good.
you know, counteracted, you know, has that been a bad thing, you know, not having enough fat for, you know, a number of years affected my estrogen levels and stuff.
It's never too late to turn things around.
But yeah, okay. Yeah, the osteoporosis thing was my other question. So and whether the because I did the keto for a while and then I thought, well, maybe that's backfired. So you find that, so I kind of have come out of
keto green. So Deanna, you better be checking your urine and getting a good alkaline urine pH. Are you doing that?
I've been checking for a while, but
check regularly. Urinary acidity is associated with osteoporosis, right?
So
we're going to rob minerals from the bones to keep our blood pH balanced.
Yes. Yeah, I understand that science. So if I get alkaline, I don't have to necessarily be in ketosis, though.
No, you don't necessarily. Sounds like you're probably like regularly flowing in and out, though, based on your body fat percentage and athletic regimen. So send me a picture. Let me know how you're doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to answer one other question that came in on our YouTube. Danny Hay, the progesterone, and she said she has the IUD for progesterone, and that's the Mirena IUD or the Skylar IUD. So Danny, I just want to share with you that is a progestin. It's not bioidentical progesterone. You still need bioidentical progesterone. So I would look at my PPR Pure Balance Moisturizing Cream to add some of the bioidentical in, or talk to your doctor about a bioidentical progesterone. So great question. And thanks for bringing that up. And Danny also asked, is taking testosterone bad with julva? No, absolutely complementary. Absolutely complementary. So thank you for that. Jill has written in a question. This is the last question, y'all. And I haven't seen if there's anything in the chat box that I'm going to adjust, but I'll take a look and you guys can let me know what was an aha moment, what you love about the products you're taking, or if there's anything specific. And you guys, anytime you can share testimonial or an Amazon review, let me know. But also in the chat box, what information do you want to hear from me? And, you know, any recommendations, any suggestions, anything like that's really beneficial to me. So I appreciate that from you guys. Let me know. I want to make sure that you guys are being served as well. So Jill wrote, could you talk about allergies and options? My husband typically gets allergies in the fall affecting sinuses and eyes, and the doctor will give him a steroid shot, figuring it, okay, it's just one a year, but he's also pre-diabetic, so trying to cut the carbs. Jill, I did a video on my Facebook page at Dr. Anna C, DRANNAC. If you search for that, my Facebook page, y'all be sure to like my Facebook page, you know, and let me know if you like what you see there. I have a social media team that I've added on board, and we are excited about the book launch. So we're kind of gearing up. So let me know what you like. Let me know if there's something that you're like, maybe this isn't so cool. Share that with me too. But anyway, on this Facebook page, Jill, I did a whole video on preparing for this flu season. So I talk about the supplements that I have in my cupboard that I highly recommend. And like Aller DHQ by Zymogen is an option. You can email my office and they can give you information on how to order that one, Aller DHQ. but also vitamin D. We need to make sure his vitamin D is up, because that pre-diabetic, remember I said those 4 markers, look at those 4 markers, get him on my keto-green approach. And, you know, I mean, the guys that take Magic Menopause with their wives do amazing. So follow the keto-green diet and lifestyle, but get his vitamin D up, prepare for allergy season by that healthy immune system, stay away from sugar completely. And if you need something to have in your cabinet, the DHEA, the steroid shot is going to drive up his blood sugar. You're absolutely right to be concerned. So, and it can cause depression. It can cause erratic behavior. It can cause crazy. So, you know, we don't want that in the house, right? Great question, y'all. So I want to thank you. Thank you for being with me. And I am so glad that you guys are in my community. We have an exciting gift for all of you guys for coming up for Christmas. And you're just going to have to wait for the surprise. So that'll be in your box come our Christmas holiday, my Christmas gift to you. A very special. We had it ordered specially. So excited for that. And I want to thank you for sharing my products with your audience, with your friends, with your family, and with those you love, and share with me on Facebook. Come on Facebook, tag, share your recipes, share your shakes, and everything else. I'm so grateful to having all of you in my community, really grateful. And as soon as the Mighty Maca sticks come out, you guys will be getting some. So excited. Oh yeah, we have some gifts to give out. So all right, here, let me randomly choose from the attendees here. We've got you all. I forgot to give the gifts. Brittany, what are we giving out?
We are giving out a canister of Mighty Maca.
Can you show me a canister of Mighty Maca and the corksicle, right? Can you grab me a corksicle? So there is a lucky winner for the canister of Mighty Maca. So I'm going to shut my eyes and choose here. And we have the corksicle. So these are, this is so exciting. You guys, have you seen this? So, you know, my mantra, pause, breathe, smile, connect, love, in this gorgeous corksicle with our metamorphosis butterfly. So one of you wins this as well. So we have 2 prizes here, a corksicle and a Mighty Maca, right, Brittany? And a julva. And the julva. So we are giving out a full tube of julva. So Brittany's like, all right. So first is the Mighty Maca. So hold on a second here. Let me close this, open this. Jessica, you win the Mighty Maca. So type into Brittany your email address and your address. So you can select to send a message to Brittany. And Jessica, you have won the Mighty Maca, 60 serving Mighty Maca, yay. All right, perfect to have on hand too during flu season, extras. And next is the corksicle. So let me shut my eyes. Long list, here we go. All right, Connie, you have won the, oh wait, hold on a second. Not Connie. Connie didn't win because you're Connie in my office, Connie. Lucky you, Connie. I'm sorry. We'll go right above you to Bree. Bree, you have won this. You guys, when you get this in the mail, snapshot a picture, post it on Facebook, tag me, share it. Let me know that you've received it so that I can see your beautiful smile and a picture of you. And if you don't have a Facebook for whatever reason, have one of your friends do it for you and just let me know that you've received it. Also, you can just snapshot it and email it back to me. So awesome, Bree.
And Jessica was actually Jessica from the office too. So you're gonna have to pick.
Oh, Jessica, you did. I'm like, how is that happen? How crazy. All right. So Kim, you get a canister of Mighty Maca. So Kim Honest, congratulations. This is awesome. Email Brittany with your number. All right, let's see. And then a julva. You actually have a full tube of julva, but someone was over yesterday and I gave away my full tube from my display shelf here. So you'll have actually a full tube of julva, the anti-aging cream for the vulva. That is amazing. If you guys have been using julva, let me know what you have loved about it. And if you put a 5-star Amazon review, really appreciate that. That is, has been amazing on our website or an Amazon review. All right, so let's see here. Okay, I'm going to do this again somehow. Anne, and you win a full tube of julva. So excited to be able to give that to you all. And I want to again, thank you so much for being with me today. And thanks for all my team. So Jessica and Connie from my office, they're part of my customer service team. They're here with you too. If you have any questions, team@drcabeca.com. Brittany's here with me from the office too, and Amanda. And you guys, you know that our customer support team and everyone who helps. There's a lot of people that are involved in loving on you. Lori, Jamalette, Rosanna, and then I have extended marketing team outside the office as well. So I want to thank all of them for being just in the mission to help support all of you. And I'm just really grateful for my team and that we can do this for you because I couldn't do it by myself. So thank you guys for being here with me and enjoy the holidays, November, December, biggest busy time of the year. Keep that sense of peace and presence in your heart everywhere you go and take care of yourself. Remember, self-care is not selfish, right? It's necessary. All right. Well, great. Jessica typed in, we're here for you all. So a lot of love happening in this chat box right here. So I want to thank you. And you guys, if you called out your name and you've won one of our prizes, be sure to email Brittany your, or here in the chat box, put in your full email so that we can get that to you. So great. We'll do this again. If you guys like this, we can do this again sometime, hopefully before the next year's out, right? We'll do it more frequently. All right. Thank you guys for everything.